Alright, in today's video, today we're going to do another hack the box video, which is going to be called Baby Interdimensional Internet. And this one seems to be, or doesn't come with source code for the most part, so we're going to have to play around with the site with a little bit. So one of the very first things I did when approaching this web challenge was just view the page source. And then there I found this interesting comment that said /debug, so that's one of the very first things I tried. So I Control-C that and put it right here. In which /debug we're able to see the source code of the web app or the web application, which seems to be written in Flask. One of the very first things I noticed was this exe command. So going back, because exe, if we were to look this up, what does exe do? Exe Python. It executes exe is able to is able to create a program which is either a string or code object. So in this example, it gets a and b until 10, and then after that it just prints out the sum of a plus b. So that's one of the first things I start looking into. And it's usually called in calc. So what I'll do is go look where calc is being called. And if we go look where calc is being called, it's called in one time, and it's right here in recipe. So we pass in recipe inside calc, and then we check where's recipe called or changed. And recipe is done right here in federation. But this seems to be a random number. So this seems to be the random number each time we, I guess, load inside the site. So if we go right here, just take out view source. -1, 22, -27. I guess it seems to be the logic for this random number between 1 and 69. So what I'm thinking is there seems to be another instance called in recipe, which is in this post request. So I'm thinking you have to send a post request with the values of ingredients set in measurements, and whatever you set to measurements gets set to recipe. And then after that, you exe call recipe. So we're gonna have to send a post request. That's the method that we're supposed to be doing. So inside here, I'll just do inspect element, and I'll do this inside the network tab in the Firefox. I think you can do this on Google too, but I'm not too sure. Or you could do this using burp, but I don't really like using burp that much, so we'll just do resend. And we'll change the parameters to post, and all we need to do is just set a payload to it. So ingredients could be whatever. What we really care about is measurement, so ingredients equals to, I guess, hello, and then we'll set and measure. I'll just copy and paste it just to be sure I get it right. Measurement equals, let's put 7, and we send it, and then we just go to it right now. And we see the value is set to 7. So let's just test some stuff more out. So what if we do something like this? 7 times 7, send. 49. So it looks like it put inside a set. So I'm guessing this is the way of getting in. So it's kind of like an SSTI. We're able to, I guess, inject Python payload. So one of the first things I tried was this bypass, which is evaling. Because like if we look at what exe does, from my understanding, exe, and the reason why we'll use eval is because eval returns a value of a given expression, where exe ignores the return value from its code. So in this example, eval, if we look at this right here in Stack Overflow, it will return 42, but with exe, so the value is ignored. It's an expression in a statement, so yeah, the value is ignored, none is returned. Modifying it as a side effect, yeah, so like exe won't return whatever you're inputting, so we have to use eval in our case. So we're gonna have to use eval with this as our example. But like what we've seen before in our previous SSTI video, the system won't return also the value. So I think if we're to do this, we're not going to be able to see the commands. Yeah, we're not going to be able to see if we send it. Nothing pops out because we're supposed to use the two functions p open and read. So if we go back right here and change system to process open, acceptive system, p open, and then between ls we just type in dot read. It should work now. Send. Yeah, and now we get the app, which is the flag. The app, which is I guess what was it? Whatever was inside debug. And then we also get flag, which is what we're trying to get, and the templates. So what we're trying to achieve is flag. So all we need to do is just simply change the ls command to something like cat flag. Dot read. Let me just change the ls command to something to cat flag, and then all we do is just send it, and then we just go here and we get our flag, and then all you do is just submit it. But I already submitted the flag, and that was about it. I guess this challenge is mostly having you just read code for the most part, understand what the code is doing, and debug. Understand what the code is doing for the most part, figure out where to change it, and after that just know the difference between eval and exe, and I guess just know a little bit of this. But that's about it for this video, and peace.